Imagine a world where the hum of electric motors replaces the roar of engines, where cities breathe easier and our daily commute doesn't deplete the Earth's resources. This isn't a far-off fantasy, it's the promise of electric vehicles. A story that began long before you might think. What if I told you that electric cars predate their gasoline counterparts? That the future of transportation was glimpsed over a century ago? Welcome to the entire history of electric vehicles, a journey that will electrify your understanding of automotive from forgotten 19th century pioneers to today's cutting-edge innovations. We'll explore how a once-dismissed technology is now reshaping our world. This isn't just about cars. It's a tale of human ingenuity, perseverance, and the relentless pursuit of a cleaner future. So, buckle up. The history of EVs is far more shocking than you might expect. Our story begins in the 19th century, an era of rapid change and groundbreaking discoveries. While many credit Carl Benz with inventing the first gasoline-powered car in 1886, the concept of electric propulsion was already well underway. In the 1830s, Scottish inventor Robert Anderson created a crude electric carriage. Not practical, but a spark that would ignite a revolution. Meanwhile, American blacksmith Thomas Davenport was perfecting the electric motor, a crucial component for these early electric dreams. By the late 1800s, electric vehicles weren't just novelties. They were often superior to their gasoline counterparts. Early gas cars were noisy, smelly, and difficult to operate. Electric cars, however, were quiet, smooth, and easy to drive. They became the luxury vehicles of their time, favored by urban dwellers and women who appreciated their cleanliness and simplicity. Companies like the Electric Carriage and Wagon Company in Philadelphia were producing EVs in significant numbers. New York City even had a fleet of electric taxis. But the golden age of electric vehicles wouldn't last. The early 20th century brought a perfect storm that would sideline EVs for decades. The discovery of vast oil reserves made gasoline cheap and plentiful. Henry Ford's revolutionary assembly line made gas-powered cars affordable for the masses, and the expansion of road networks favored the longer range of gasoline vehicles. The electric car, once the darling of the urban elite, faded into the background, overshadowed by the roar of internal combustion engines. For nearly a century, electric vehicles remained largely a historical footnote, but the seeds of their resurgence were quietly being sown. As the 20th century progressed, new concerns emerged. Growing awareness of air pollution and the geopolitical instability caused by reliance on foreign oil cast a shadow on the gasoline car's reign. The oil crises of the 1970s served as a stark wake-up call, highlighting the fragility of a system built on a single, volatile resource. This period saw a flicker of renewed interest in electric vehicles. Inventors and small companies, driven by environmental concerns or a desire for energy independence, began experimenting with EV designs once more. These were often quirky and impractical, but they represented a persistent belief in the electric dream. We saw prototypes like the Henny Kilowatt in the late 1950s, and even NASA used an electric lunar roving vehicle on the moon. However, these early attempts faced significant hurdles. Battery technology was still rudimentary, offering limited range and long charging times. The infrastructure for electric vehicles was virtually non-existent, and the public, accustomed to cheap gasoline, saw little reason to switch. It was a classic chicken and egg problem. No one wanted to buy EVs because there was no infrastructure, and no one built infrastructure because there were no EVs. The turn of the 21st century marked a pivotal moment for electric vehicles. Environmental awareness was at an all-time high, fueled by growing concerns about climate change and urban air quality. Technological advancements, particularly in battery chemistry and power electronics, were finally catching up to the dream of a practical, long-range EV. And then, there was Tesla. Founded in 2003, Tesla Motors didn't just build an electric car, they built an electric car that was desirable. Their first production vehicle, the Roadster, launched in 2008, was a revelation. It wasn't a golf cart or a quirky prototype, it was a high-performance sports car that could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 4 seconds, all while being purely electric. It shattered the perception that EVs had to be slow, boring, or impractical. Tesla's success forced traditional automakers to take notice. Suddenly, electric vehicles were no longer a niche curiosity but a serious threat to their established business models. Companies like Nissan, with their Leaf, and Chevrolet, with the Bolt, began to offer more affordable, mass-market EVs. But it was Tesla that truly ignited the spark, proving that electric cars could be fast, stylish, and practical, appealing to a broad audience beyond just environmental enthusiasts. Today, the electric vehicle landscape is unrecognizable from even a decade ago. Every major automaker is pouring billions into EV research, development, and manufacturing. We're seeing an explosion of models, from compact city cars and family SUVs, to high-performance sports cars and even electric pickup trucks and the variety is astounding, catering to almost every need and budget. This rapid expansion is driven by several factors. Governments worldwide are implementing stricter emissions regulations and offering incentives for EV adoption. The cost of battery production has plummeted dramatically, making EVs more competitive with gasoline cars. Charging infrastructure, while still needing significant expansion, is growing at an unprecedented rate, alleviating range anxiety for many. But it's not just about the cars themselves. The entire ecosystem around EVs is evolving. We're seeing innovations in battery technology, with solid-state batteries promising even greater energy, density, and faster charging. Vehicle-to-grid technology is emerging, allowing EVs to not just consume electricity, but also feed it back into the grid. The concept of autonomous driving is also deeply intertwined with EVs, as the simpler mechanicals of electric powertrains make them ideal platforms for advanced software and sensor integration. So, what does the future hold for electric vehicles? If the past is any indication, it will be a future of continuous innovation and integration. We are on the cusp of a transportation revolution that goes far beyond simply replacing gasoline engines with electric motors. Imagine cities where air pollution is a relic of the past, where traffic noise is dramatically reduced, and where vehicles seamlessly communicate with each other and with the infrastructure. The future of EVs is deeply intertwined with renewable energy. As more vehicles become electric, the demand for clean electricity will skyrocket, accelerating the transition to solar, wind, and other sustainable power sources. Your car might not just take you to work. It could power your home during a blackout, or even sell excess energy back to the grid. The journey of the electric vehicle has been a long and winding one, filled with forgotten pioneers, periods of dormancy, and dramatic comebacks. It's a testament to the power of persistent innovation and the human desire for progress. From the quiet carriages of the 19th century to the high-performance machines of today and the intelligent, sustainable transport of tomorrow, the EV story is far from over. It's a story that continues to unfold, promising a cleaner, quieter, and more connected world for generations to come. The electric vehicle is more than just a mode of transport. It's a symbol of our evolving relationship with technology, energy, and the environment. It reminds us that sometimes the most revolutionary ideas are those that have been patiently waiting for their moment to shine. Thank you for joining us on this electrifying journey through the entire history of electric vehicles. What part of the EV story fascinates you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the history of innovation. Until next time, keep driving towards a brighter future.